Hi, everybody. It's Friday, so I hope you all grab your favorite little drink and join us. My buddy Clint Westwood is right in the green room. He's going to join us in a second, and we're going to talk about all things crypto and otherwise in this crazy new normal that we're in. So we'll be right back. Take this time to give us a like and share the video. Tag your favorite friend that you want to have a drink with on Friday, and we'll be right back. We're back on happy hour. Westwood, are you in it for the happy hour? Are you
I'm in it.
drinking with me?
I'm in it to win it, baby. I've started already, so I'm good. I got my red solo cup.
Awesome. Well, cheers to you, and cheers to a great week.
Absolutely. What you drinking, Lisa?
Why? I don't know why you would ask. I'm having Fresca and Tito's.
Fresca, a little Fresca with some Tito's. A splash of Fresca.
So I want to share this with everyone. I'm not sure if I should be so proud of this. I don't know. Cannon made me this for Mother's Day. And it says, like, Mother of the Year. Look inside to say why. There's a picture of me with all my babies.
Yeah.
And so then on the back, they ask all these questions.
Uh-oh. What's your mom like to drink?
So it asks, what is your mom's favorite food and favorite drink? And he said chicken and Fresca.
Chicken and Fresca.
Chicken and Fresca. So that's
what goodness.
I thought it was cute.
That is cute. Well, at least he said Fresca. She loves a Tito's and Fresca.
Yes.
Margaritas.
So sweet. He didn't mention the Tito's.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk about having a Fresca. He's 10, you know.
Good for him.
A little early for all that.
Right. But, get involved in all that.
Mm-hmm. Ruda says, is there any Coors Light in the green room? What is in the green room?
Why don't you come on down and you can find out? I'll make sure I've got a lot of Coors Light for the Road to Ruda crew.
Silver bullets for the Road to Ruda crew.
Absolutely. We'll have that fridge stocked. You know that I was going to tell a funny story about Theta, and I never got to it last week. And some of you already know this, but this fridge back here, where's it at?
Oh, yeah.
This fridge right back here. I mean, it's a nice fridge. It's like a $3,000 fridge, new. Well, I didn't buy it new because I don't like to buy new things, as some people already know. So it was look at my car, but
somebody else take that hit, yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I needed a fridge. This was last year before the meetup. This like in October or something. Well, I couldn't find a fridge I wanted. Everything I wanted, couldn't find it. Out of stock, like everything else. Waiting list forever. And so I said, man, I need a freaking fridge. What am I going to do? So my parents, this was theirs. They wanted to get rid of it because they wanted another, it's too big. They didn't need that. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll buy it from you. All right. So I bought it. And Dad, he's like, oh, I like Theta. I want to get some more Theta. Give me some Theta. I was like, all right, I'll pay you in Theta. So I paid for that fridge in Theta. And that fridge, how much Theta did Westwood pay for this refrigerator?
How expensive is that fridge now?
I paid $750 Theta for that refrigerator. Do the math. Woo! It's an expensive refrigerator.
See if somebody did the math really fast.
Yeah, it's an expensive fridge, but I don't care though because
Thank you, Big.
It tells a wonderful story because I want to use crypto. I don't want to just hoard it. I want to be able to use it. And speaking of which, Mr. Bix, and you and your lovely wife. I hope you had a wonderful day today because it's a special day. I don't know if I should say why, but I hope everything went well today, and kudos to you.
Did I miss somebody's birthday? Okay.
I know. It's something special. But it goes along with my point that you can't just, don't take it with you. Use it in this world. It's energy. It's this that's all money is. It's stored energy. And so, yeah, if I need something, I'm going to buy it. And guess what? There have been a lot of beers in that refrigerator, and a lot of people got a lot of happiness from it. And, that's the way I look at it. I don't look back. It's like, whatever, can't buy them.
It's part of that story too, and
It
it's
is.
also you don't have the regret of
Nah.
because Nana went through that where the
Mhm.
bear market or the bull market happened, and then she thought, oh, but the long story, the long term is so much more, and so she didn't take those profits, and she was worried about taxes and all that stuff because nobody
Right.
really understands all that right now, or
Right.
then
Still don't.
especially.
Still don't.
Yeah, still don't, but then especially, and then we went into this bear market for 3 years, and so
It's
I
like,
don't think there's anything wrong with taking some profits and having something tangible,
yeah,
that you can enjoy that improves your quality of life
that's
and
the
your
way I
friends.
look at it. That's the way I look at it. If everybody can benefit from it and it brings happiness into the world, it's a tool to allow that to happen. So 750 theta, baby. And there it goes. So
Wow. I don't even
that's
know what Theta is right now. I need to
it's
pull
like,
it up.
I don't know,
I
it's
have
close
to
to
look.
$10, I think.
I thought somebody would have looked at it for me.
Yeah, it went up to like 15 at one point. So imagine, it's like those two pizzas. What was it? Laszlo bought the two pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. Well, at the time, they couldn't use it. Nobody wanted to take Bitcoin. So it was proving the point that, guess what? It has value, has a use case. Well, Theta's got a use case. It's just I overused the use case, but it's okay. That's a lot of beer.
The Theta
A lot of
fridge.
whiskey. That
But
is.
it's part of you're
It's
also
part of the
trying
story.
to make this place kind of a crypto museum. And
Mhm.
so the fridge will have a Theta story.
It's got a great story. There's another great story that's going to be part of the museum that occurred over the weekend. Speaking of using crypto for things, got this amazing thing from Bix Weir's Road to Ruta meetup. This is going to be part of the Westwood Shrine. Look at this.
It's so cool.
Wishes and Rainbows, graded, signed by Bix Weir himself. How do you put a price on that? How many Litecoin would you pay for this? I know how much I paid, but it's it's worth it. I mean, again, it's a story. I mean, it's just I want to be able to have people when they come here that we can, share experiences. I mean, you can't put a price on that kind of stuff and the stories that go with it. So it's a pretty awesome magazine because that's right at the heart of everything Bix does. And Bix is a freaking legend. I mean, he's amazing. And so it's just a piece of that is here.
Yeah. So speaking of last weekend, got to meet Chris Marcus. I'm a huge fan. Guy is brilliant. And he has a whole chapter in here of an interview with our Bix Weir. So I'm not there yet, but I'm super excited. So this is my summer poolside reading. And I listened to an interview that Chris did today, and he really stressed, and I know we talked about it over the weekend, but he's doing these things where he's encouraging like everyday people to make a difference. You have every right and permission to write the CFTC a letter and ask them why it is that on the highest trading day or biggest demand day of silver, the price actually went down. You can call, he lists the number in this one interview. He's like, their phone number is blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And but all that you can find on arcadianeconomics.com. I'm sure you can find a lot of that information on Bix's channel. And he says he writes a really sweet forward where he gives Bix and a lot of his other kind of mentors, silver mentors, some big props. So it was pretty cool.
Bix has been on this road for a long time, and he's look at how many people he's influenced. And I hate to use that word, but I mean, inspired. Let's say that. I like that better. And inspirer, not an influencer. And that's really what it is, because I've said it many times. There's not many things that you can do better or more valuable, I guess, for your soul than to inspire someone else to become better, to grow as a person and awaken as a person. And so Bix is a great inspirer, absolutely. And I saw that in the comments, Bix. I appreciate that. I mean, that's going to be awesome. Yeah. What I have one, but it would be nice if you kissed it, a silver coin, a Ruta coin. I can put that in the bar, because what I'm going to do is anything that any memorabilia, anything that anybody wants to like add to this collection, hey man, I'll do it, because I'm going to cover this bar up, because you've seen some of those bars in, I don't know, like not Las Vegas, but Nevada somewhere. They've got all these Carson City dollars and coins in it, and they've covered it up, and you can see them. You go in there in the bar. So that's what I'm going to do with this. I'll have bottle caps. I'll have, all kinds of different things that people have touched, that have come here and then experienced this. And then we'll always have it here and look at it and say, oh, I remember that, Mosty brought a scorpion and a sucker.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, anyway.
The other thing that Bix really inspired me to do, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'd love to hear in the comments. You got all of your ideas. He said, I love the whole Uncle Cliff's bed on Main Street thing. And I've been doing that. Like I went and picked up from my little favorite Thai food place, and it was, $19 for lunch. And then I gave him a 20, and I wanted to do the hashtag bed on Main Street, but I felt like I was bragging about myself a little bit. So I need some way that do I create a coin? Do we create something? Is there something I can do where then I can social media it? And so Cliff's idea is that once we're all crypto rich, that we need to be tipping really big in our Main Street, local businesses, locally owned businesses, and helping out those businesses and
makes sense.
Kind of putting it back into Main Street, because we know Walmart has destroyed all that. And that is where good quality of life, families, fun times. I'm really excited to see my little town. They're starting to have they're doing a thing the first Thursday of every month. They're encouraging artists to come to different downtown, and it's a little bitty downtown, but downtown stores and play music or do their art, and while people shop, to encourage people to come to the shops. And they're encouraging more restaurants and stuff. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that would be. He's going to send you a big box
awesome.
of good stuff
for
the museum, for the crypto museum.
The crypto museum. That's really what it is. That's what it's becoming. So. No, Lisa, you're absolutely right, because that's what happens. I mean, it's that Ross Perot, that giant sucking sound, it's that vacuum of these corporations when they come to town, and it just sucks it all back to Wall Street to all the investors, where it's like, wait a minute, this is our community, we're invested in it. And so the key is to make sure that the money stays local, because if it stays in someone's pocket, your neighbor's pocket, they're going to probably use more of it there in their general. Yeah. And so it's that circulation of money, and that's how you build wealth. You just recycle it in the community and build and build and build. And that's the key. Otherwise it goes to, like you said, it goes to the drawer at Walmart, or wherever, and then, off into another state, or, to a shareholder.
The other thing they were talking about is, one of the things you can really do to empower yourself is buy physical silver. So go to your local pawn shops, contact, I'm sure there's information on Bix's channel, as well as, I know last time I checked, Perpetual Assets didn't have any. Maybe they do now. I'm not sure. But if they do, use my link. If they don't, try some on Bix's site, and on Arcadian Economics. He had a miner. This guy who has the largest open, or maybe it's the largest physical mine I don't know if it's in the world, but it's in Mexico. And it's an open physical mine of silver, and it's incredible. So I know there's a possibility to get it still.
Speaking of Mexico and silver, well, first of all, I saw Steven Tyrell popped in. We got to give a big shout out to Steven Tyrell. This dude, he goes to the meetup. He goes, hooked us up.
Let me see if I can find it.
Like a tow truck. So it's the thumbnail on this video, I think, that what he gave us. So he bought
the picture.
He brought a bottle of Tito's for Lisa and a bottle of Tito's for me at the meetup. And we might have consumed a little bit of Tito's.
Mine had my name on it.
I know.
I got one just for me.
There it is. There's the Tito's, baby. I'm like, do I have the other one too?
Proof of Tito's.
Behind you? I got them both, so I'm good.
Yeah, POT. Yeah. Proof of Tito's.
I know it's important in life. So that's a good picture. I like that.
It was so great. And we got to see Jim Montgomery. Who else was there? A bunch of people. They had a great turnout.
Monzi
was there. That's
OG
right.
OG Monzi. He's a good dude. I talked to him outside for a while, and it's just very like-minded people in this space, that are drawn together, and I really enjoy that energy, like frequencies, and you see a lot of that, especially at that meetup. Good stuff. I mean, it really is. It just shows you that it's like, well, why are we paying attention to all these fake rules and things, when we can just make our own reality And that's what we need to do. And so, that it kind of reminds us of that we shape the world and we give everything value as human beings. So let's start putting our energy into Main Street, into things that have importance and value, and other people who have value, and this other sham stuff. Let's just ignore it. Don't give it energy. Don't give that vampire your blood. Don't give it the energy. Let it die. Right.
I think it's hilarious what all is happening with Elon and Tesla, and I heard that a bunch of Bitcoiners canceled their
stop. I don't want
what's the truck called?
The chisel truck, the choppy truck, the virtual reality truck.
They canceled their orders for but if you look at it, he didn't really say anything bad about Bitcoin. They just said they're not going to accept it right now.
Right.
And actually he called Doge a quote hustle on Saturday Night Live, and then went on to now he is doing the Doge. He's investing in Doge development, which I'm
that's what I hear. He's talking to the developers of Doge.
I thought he was hiring. Yeah, I thought he was hiring developers because I didn't know
that's probably what it is.
Developers of Doge.
I mean, and which raises an interesting thing that I could. All it takes is for the Cybertruck. All it takes for a coin to get development is to start developing on it. Because it is decentralized after all. But then it takes the people running the nodes to 51% of them to buy into that new code if they want to fork it over. But I don't know. With all the money that's flowed into that coin, I can definitely see someone funding some sort of development, and who knows?
It has
it's
community.
Code. Right, it's got a lot of community, and with code, it's just software. I mean, you can change it to do anything you want it to do. You just got to get the buy-in of 51% to continue the chain. So I don't know. There might be something at work there. It's hard to say. With all the money coming into crypto, I think you'll see a lot of weird stuff starting to happen.
Interesting, yeah. So EVZ and Oz. What if Doge is a stealth Bitcoin alternative, and they fix the inflation rate?
They could do a reverse split.
Doge becomes a stealth Bitcoin replacement.
I mean, you've seen that with Lend to Aave. You've seen it with Pundi to Pundi X. What they did is, if you've got 1,000 coins, now you have one coin. So they'll take 3 zeros off of it. And, so, I mean, something like that could happen to where...
That's what the Venezuelan government does to their fiat.
Yeah, see, they do it the other way. They add zeros. Yes, but with this, I mean, you can make it more scarce by just wiping off, some zeros and just saying, okay, well, you had 1,000, now you got 1, or you had 100,000, now you got... And so, I mean, something like that could happen to help, build scarcity, because right now, Dogecoin, it's unlimited. There's 127 billion of them, and it's unlimited, not capped, and...
Okay.
But, so, I mean, it's code. You can change it. You just got to get buy-in. You got to have people buy into it. So it could be interesting. That's why I just stick with Litecoin, because I don't have to worry about it.
Well, also like silver, we know that Litecoin is so suppressed. And, I don't know.
The current
Litecoin
price,
silver on my mind.
$322.27.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, hey, that's
I've
fine.
seen a lot of charts that say that the $500 is just right around the corner, because it's just
it's like a weekend away.
Right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I looked at it. I thought, in my mind, I think in this bull cycle, I just, I think whatever the all-time high was last time, I think you just multiply it by 10. So it depends on the chart, or on the exchange you look at. So if you look at, and same with Bitcoin too, so you got Bitcoin that hit $20,000, so just multiply it by 10. Now it may not go up that much because, it's kind of lost. I don't want to say it's lost anything. It's just that you got all these other coins that are going to, suck up some of that money. But let's say it goes 10 times, that's $200,000. Let's say it goes 5 times, it's $100,000. But I think Litecoin 10 times, you're looking at $3,500 to $4,000 in this cycle. And I think that's completely realistic given what I've seen with other coins and how they've moved already. And Litecoin being what it is. So, don't discount the value. Don't discount things that are scarce, because right now you see they just opened it up. Mississippi River. Did you see that, where the barges are all backed up? Like 700 barges can't move because this bridge has a crack in it.
Yeah. So was the Suez like a trial run?
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? All these
Makes you
things
wonder.
just are so conveniently sprinkled out there to I think make the excuse for the hyperinflation that's already here.
Mhm.
The beginning edge of it, and so it's like, well, I guess the price of that went up because the bridge was cracked. All that corn, we couldn't get it into the corn syrup. That's in everything. And so you've got this
Mhm.
built-in ready excuse. Well, the price of the gas went up because the pipeline. The
Oh
old
my gosh, but do
pipeline.
you see these crazy people filling there's some woman filling Tupperware, like big storage bins
Yep.
with gasoline and then putting it in her car, and then somebody was running from the police and flipped their car, and the car exploded because they were
I,
hoarding gasoline. There was a Hummer in Florida and a lady in Georgia that their cars blew up because they're hoarding gasoline and flipped it. So,
See, people don't realize, I guess. Okay, here's an example of gasoline. Last night, I went out to burn some trash. And so, when I burn some trash, I'll take some diesel because it doesn't burn fast, and I'll maybe dump it on there to make sure, it burns. I got a big burn pile back in the back. So I poured it out of the can thinking, oh, it's diesel, right? And I'm looking at it, and I'm like,
oh no.
I think it was mixed. So I put it on there, and I got away enough, and then I lit a piece of paper, and then as I walked away, I could feel the heat on my leg, and so wasn't all diesel, I can tell you that. So gasoline, you don't want to be hauling that in your car. I mean,
No.
it's just
Very
like highly
dangerous.
flammable. But I see these people, and I think, okay, you don't have a gas can, obviously. So you're putting it in Tupperware, you're putting it in bags, trying to double bag it, so it doesn't leak. How are you going to get it back into your car tank?
Right.
How are you
Thank
going to
you.
pour? How are you going? What are you?
What is the thought there? Yeah.
I don't understand it. It's like you need the gas tank, to pour it in, and you don't have it, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe you ought to
There's
just
just a
drink it.
lot of that right now. There's just a lot of that right now. People
Yeah.
are not. So the other thing that's not making sense is
Strange
the
energies from space.
CDC keeps, yeah, the CDC keeps flip-flopping and shit. And to me, they're just, all of this is just showing, how ridiculous it has to get for people to start going, wait a minute,
I
last
agree.
week they said, or this doesn't make sense, or,
Overnight,
so.
everything changed. Yeah, I watched, in the mornings, I'll have the local news on, and then it goes into the national news, or the national entertainment segment
Yes.
that they have. And it was Savannah Guthrie and that Hoda, whatever her name is. They're sitting on each other's laps
still around?
celebrating. Yeah, celebrating. We don't have to wear masks anymore. I mean, sitting on each other's laps in the studio.
What?
Yeah, it's overnight,
That's
just like that. No
weird.
social distancing. Everything's fine. Hey, they told us it's okay now. And I'm just like, what? The people, this is all theater. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. But
Yeah.
that's what they're doing. So today I go to the local Menards. It's a privately owned company, so they can do whatever they want.
I love Menards. Yes.
And I do too, but they
I
require
have
a
a hat.
mask. You got to wear the mask. Okay.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, because it's a private company. Again, they can
They're
make the
based
rules.
in Colorado, though, aren't
Well,
they?
they're actually in Wisconsin.
Oh,
They're
okay.
the guy Paul Menard, I think his name's the richest guy in Wisconsin. So I go in there today, and my wife's like, "Put your mask on." I'm like, "No." I said, "F it." I saw somebody else in there without. I'm like, "I ain't wearing it either." I'll just see what happens. So I wore it the whole time. I didn't wear it the whole time. Went everywhere. Nobody said anything to me. Looked at employees. Hi. Get to the checkout, and the manager's got to come over. See, it's always the authoritarian types.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got to come over. Says, "Sir, do you have a mask?"
Did he have a badge or at least a vest? Or something?
He had a vest. He had a vest. He had the
He's
vest
official.
on. Yes, exactly. He says, do you have a mask, sir? I said, I do. He says, well, would you mind putting it on? I said, yeah, I'll put it on. And so I put it on, put the card in, took the card out, started walking out to the door, and took it right back off. And it's just like the whole thing is the theater of the absurd.
Idiocracy.
It really is. Yeah. And it's just like, but he had to do that because he had to make sure that he validated himself as an authority figure, and showed that he had some sort of power. And to me, it's the employees, they don't care. They don't want to wear the freaking thing anyway. So they're like, cool, whatever. But it's just.
Well, and that's the thing. When we were in the airport flying back, Charlie and I didn't wear it because you're in a public place, right, and it's my right not to do that. Mm-hmm. But when I get on the plane, because that's private, you do have to. So we're standing in line, and this gentleman's standing next to me, and he's like, so can you tell me how you didn't wear a mask? I was like, you don't have to.
I just didn't put it on.
And he just looks at me, and all these people in the airport are staring at us.
Yeah,
and all
because
this.
they're
And
kind of
then,
resentful because they're like, well, how come I don't
but
have the
they're
guts
wearing
not to
their
wear it?
mask like this.
Right. Cheating it, you know?
So you don't believe it either, or you wouldn't
Right.
have your nose stuck out. So
Exactly.
I'm just like being honest about it. So I just thought that was really interesting. And then, you know, I put it on to get on the plane and we got home and all that.
You do your
But
thing. You play the game.
yeah, it's just like and the majority of them, it's just that they don't want to be called out or picked on or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
And it's like,
And I
you're
get
not
that.
doing anything wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it, you know? And so sometimes it's almost like just do it until somebody, you know, confronts you about it. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it. Whatever. It's your property. You can do what you want. That's fine. I'll do this. But it's
Right.
but it's just this mass, like I've said before, it's just this mass ritual that they want us to participate in. And you got people buying in, turn in your neighbor, you know, you're not wearing a mask. And they just get this power trip from it. The TSA was like that in the early days. It's like, you know, not so much anymore, it seems like, you know, they're kind of lax on a lot of things, but it's you know, this authority, this power trip, you know, you're giving people power for the first time and they think, well, I'm gonna, you know, hall monitor you, you know, and write you up. And
It's ridiculous.
It is. It's silliness because all it does is point out their own inferiority complex. That's really all it is, because they feel like they have to have power over you in some way. I mean,
I'm doing a quick commercial for Johnny Litecoin.
okay, cool. I'm gonna go
So
get another drink because I didn't
go
have
get
enough.
another drink.
All right.
So we were talking about, he showed me this Voyager app. You can use his link and download Voyager, and then you can hold and Litecoin on here. They're paying 6.5%, and you can hold as little as 2 Litecoin on there and be earning interest. So I think it's something definitely you guys might want to look into if you're interested in doing something like that. I believe that you hold your own crypto in this app, or I don't think Johnny would have had us look at it. I can't remember from yesterday. It was yesterday when he told me about this, and I can't remember all the details. I apologize. But we'll probably talk about it again next week. But you guys use Johnny's code 32PLF5. He says, or this link. Oh, it must have been another thing. So I'll try to share that in the description too for you guys, so you can check into Voyager, because I think it's kind of cool. Perfect timing. You're back.
What did I miss?
I was just telling about Johnny's
kidding.
got a code. Oh, okay.
I'm just messing with you. I know Johnny Litecoin and Voyager. I know. I'm always messing with you. So we got Johnny Litecoin's got a code for Voyager. I still need to sign up for that. I was thinking about it because, you know, 6% interest on Litecoin. Was it 6.2? I think you said yesterday. 6.5.
6.5.
Just to leave your Litecoin sitting around.
Oh, that's more than my interest than my ex has to pay me. But
all my exes should live somewhere else.
Not near me.
Not near me. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's because they want your. What do they do? What's the premise?
Okay.
They loan it out.
So here's my other thought on the Elon thing. They can't buy Bitcoin. It's scarce. What's the best thing? Did you notice that? So Elon and Michael, we saw them talking back and forth. They shake out the weak cans, and they go scoop up. Michael Saylor then turned around and bought $15 million of Bitcoin right after the dip. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't return the favor and do a tweet about Bitcoin or do something, and then Elon can pick some up.
It's a
big club, and
George Carlin, exactly. It's a big club, and you're not in it. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And you realize, and I've seen this so much, and people are getting it. Judge the tree by its fruits. I mean, simple lesson, you know, biblical talk, but you have to look at what they do and not what they say. He didn't get rid of Bitcoin. Tesla did not get rid of Bitcoin.
No.
So there you are.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. There's a lot of things just right in everybody's face that you just have to critically think for yourself. That all the information's out there.
Yep.
The silver rigging, the stuff about the illness, you know. You guys, I know we're preaching to the choir because our
I know.
community
I know.
is
It's
very
like,
wide.
we've heard it already. Get to something else, right?
But share this with your friends. Maybe we'll
Right.
wake some more people up, right?
Absolutely. I heard someone that I know saying that, oh, I can't wait to get out again. You know, I got my prick scheduled for, you know, the end of the month. And I'm just, I don't know. So many people think that it is what it isn't. I mean, it's emergency use authorization. You can't require it because it's not an actual legitimate prick. I mean,
Yes.
you know, so it's like you're volunteering into the freaking mouse cheese maze. I mean,
Yeah. Well, and I have a friend who's a dentist that had a patient call. She's very upset. She's 67 years old. She received a implant and tooth and from a dentist. And
I know I'm thinking aliens all of a sudden. You know, we're going off world. June, by
no,
the way,
and
we're
she
supposed to
started
know
her period again 4 days later. And she thinks it's from
from getting
shedding.
pricked.
From her not
pricked,
shedding, but from being around
secondhand
people.
pricking.
Yes, secondhand pricking.
Right. I got you. Yeah, it's not a good thing. It's that's the whole problem with this. It's an unknown. We don't know all the facts. So why are we rushing into something that now the numbers are all down? Well, it's because, you know, we have 33% of the people fully pricked. And it's like, no, it's because flu season's over right now. It's hot out. You know, the sun's out. You got vitamin D.
Vitamin D. That's why.
Man.
Yes. Okay, so here's another really hilarious. I'm gonna share my Twitter feed. This was a great tweet.
You want to wake up, follow
Well,
Lisa
here's
on
some
Twitter.
crazy teacher screaming at a child because he doesn't want to put a mask on because he's already gotten the prick.
Yeah, so he's like, hey.
And she's obviously very concerned with her health.
Yeah. Very evident. She should be a health minister.
She should be.
Because she'd fit right into that club.
She definitely would. It was about it talked about how much it costs to actually for those batteries. What are those batteries called? Lithium batteries that it takes for
for the cars, you know.
So it's an article that talks about how much it, like, here it is. Environmental impact of Tesla lithium batteries.
Yeah, look at this.
It's not good.
No.
It talks about hydraulic fracking was causing a number of environmental problems.
Earthquakes in Oklahoma.
Lots of them.
Right.
Yeah. Dead fish found in the waters of the Leaky River were toxic chemical leaks from the lithium mined. Cows and yak carcasses floating down the river. They're the largest supplier of lithium ion batteries.
Huh.
Goes on, talks about how lithium prices doubled between 2016 2018 because of demand, and then talks about Chinese government announced huge push toward electric vehicles. Battery Tesla, as a Tesla Model S, for example, has about 12 kilograms of lithium in it. Going on to talk about processing of, I won't bore you guys, but it
will that
pretty
help
much
with my
lists.
Schizophrenia?
That's possible.
Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to ingest it this way. But
is it the different kind of lithium?
So South America's lithium triangle, which covers parts of Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile, hold more than half the world's supply of the metal. So it's like under salt flats, and they have to like treat it, and then it causes these other properties to come out of the land. Found impacts on fish. I mean, it's just, so don't get off your high horse about. And the majority of, we have a friend who is he works on those really tall windmills, and every one of them has a gas motor at the bottom of it.
I wonder why.
To get it working.
So it needs a kickstart or a jump start. You need something reliable, huh?
I need something reliable. Yeah, more lies they tell us. You know,
the thing is, I am all for clean energy if it's truly clean, you know. But let's be honest about it. You know, how much does it take to produce? Okay, I'm going to drive a Tesla. I'm not going to use any fossil fuels. Fossils. I mean, a lot of fossils out there, right?
There's so many
when
dinosaurs.
do they run out already? You know,
How are they still not here? I don't know.
I know, it's crazy, but you know, so you get this car that plugs in. It's clean. You know, it just plugs into the grid and charges up. Most of the grid is run by coal. Good news for you.
Yeah,
coal. And there are cleaner coal methods, and I mean,
the first thing that Hayden tried to shut down.
Yeah, it shut down coal, but you know, if you want something that like produces energy, I mean, coal is a pretty good one. You know, oil's a pretty good one, and it's like, if you want everything to shut down, then fine, ban it all. I mean, we're done. I mean, you go survive, Joe. You know, who's going to take care of you out there in the wild? I mean, these people couldn't survive a day on their own outside of the system. But, you know, they preach to us that, oh, you're destroying, you know, the world through all this carbon footprint. And they're talking CO2, right? The stuff that, like, feeds trees.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about, you know, that makes everything green. So I don't quite get it, you know? I mean.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
I don't know. Sure. Maybe go back to biology and, I don't know, science class.
Well, all that needs to be restructured anyway. Poor Cannon, we were, you know, he had been sick for a few days, so we were working on his math. And I'm like, okay, so, you know, there's the one number at the bottom and 3 at the top is where we are working. And so we're working on carrying stuff over. And, I'm like, you know, so 2 times 2 is, and he's like 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay. And then you write the 5 down here and this, and he's like, no, Mom. So to do 9s, you like, I don't know, he stood on his head and put his fingers like this or something, and then somehow came up with some answer. And I was like, what in the world are they teaching you?
Is that what they're teaching you in school?
Some kind of weird shortcuts for some of this math.
I'm telling you, I've seen the same thing. And I told my first grade teacher, I said, I don't even understand what you're doing right now. Yeah, it's like put it in boxes and then cross out these boxes and then go to the next step. And it's like, you're doing like 3 steps, you know, give me 2 steps, please, you know.
Or you could just say 3 times 5 is 15. You could count 5 3 times.
10, 15.
Yeah.
I just, you know, they, don't count with your fingers. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to count with your fingers, you know, unless you're a Sasquatch and you're on like base 12, which messes things up. But it's
that might be a problem. Make things a little tricky.
It might be a little tricky, but you can hold a big beer can. I can tell you that if you got 6 fingers. But yeah, the whole thing is just crazy. It's absolutely nuts. And I just simplify. That's what you got to do. I don't know if it was Ralph Waldo Emerson that said that or Henry David Thoreau, his, you know, understudy. Simplify. Oh, that's all you got to do. Just get back to the reality.
The irony that he said it 3 times.
I know, right? It is kind of ironic.
Right? That is funny, isn't it?
It is funny. You've been having some funnies lately.
Uh-oh.
You know, it's good stuff. Lord. We don't take this show on tour.
We might. Bix is he's getting his RV, and Ben's got his RV. Public is going to have his RV here pretty soon.
Well, I was thinking about getting an RV, but I'm not going to now. It's like friends with boats. Why do I need an RV? I'll just show up and you just ride along. Yeah. I'll just be the ride along guy, you know, just roll me out, you know, and have some fun, entertaining. Yeah. Oh goodness. Oh, I was going to say something about, when I went to Menards today because I needed to get some 3-way wire, whatever it is, whatever you call it, for a 3-way switch. So you need 4 wires. I didn't have any, and I didn't want to rig it and run a separate wire. Anyway, so I got a light switch over here and a light switch there is what I want to put. So I go and get some, and it's 50 feet for like $65. And then I start looking at the other wire. You know, some of you out there may know the 12-2, the yellow wire that you use, you know, to run all over your house for a 250-foot roll. It was $224. Now, I mean, that's absolutely outrageous. And I took a picture and they had a sign up and it said, I didn't realize there was a copper shortage, but apparently there is. It says
there's everything.
There's a shortage. Everybody's short. Oh, shoot. It's on this phone. But it said that due to the copper shortage, we apologize. You know, the prices have gone up 10 times, this and that. How can you build a house if you start looking at materials? It's not just lumber. Now it's electrical wire. I mean, I cannot believe how much it is. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's truly sticker shock. And I firmly believe that they're saying there's shortages. Okay, it's the supply chain's toast at this point. Either it's toasted or they're just holding back. I don't know. And I see everybody hiring. They're trying to hire people. They can't get people to work. And it's just like everything's just like grinding and the prices are flying up. But I think a big part of that is, though, you flooded them. And you said this, what, 40% of the money was ever created in the US was created in the last couple of years.
This last year.
Just in 1 year. So where do you, it's the money's going to go into something like
which
fire,
that's what
like
makes
gas.
me think, like, it's not that there's these shortages.
No.
It's that
It's
inflation.
hyperinflation.
They're making excuses for
Right.
hyperinflation.
And every week you got a new excuse. Well, the bridge is cracked. Well, they know it's been cracked for 2 years and they didn't do anything about it. But all of a sudden now, and it's going to cost the trucking industry $2.4 million a day because they have to take an alternate route. 2.4 million a day. And it's going to add
and it's going to slow everything down, which is going to cause more shortages.
So they got another excuse. So see, it's just like all these built-in excuses that they can use for everything now. Well, I was ordering this from Israel, but I can't now because rockets are flying. And it's just, it's going to be this or that. And again, like you always said, maybe that's the show. Maybe that's part of the plan to show how bad it really is going to get, to wake people up to realize this whole thing's effed up. And then, oh, guess what? There was a election fraud too. Oh, guess what? We've got an illegitimate, pretendency, as Cliff says. And then it's like, well, son of a biscuit, fix this. This didn't happen in the last administration. Where's he at? Get back in there. Maybe that's the whole plan. I don't know.
I think so. Well, here's the other thing. Phil C's bringing up after unemployment, because these people are not wanting to go back to work. So we're being shown what happens. We're being shown what happens if you get UBI.
Right.
People won't go to work. The economy will suffer. So, I mean, I kind of, that once again, Queen of Hopium, I think that it is showing us what would happen. So what happens if you give people UBI? Well, how can we do that? I know we can give them a bunch of stimulus and run unemployment into the ground forever and ever. And that would be just like them getting UBI. And then they just don't go to work.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's all a show. Yes, Tom, enjoy the show. Absolutely.
Pretty much. If you don't think this is a show, I mean, it is. And I've always said this, how ironic, I got a comic book right here, Wishes and Rainbows. I've always said that we're watching a freaking comic book. I mean, so much of the world, it's like flipping pages in this cartoon. Pow! These freeze frames, to where it's like, whoa. You've got these comic book moments, just like dramatic moments. And that's really what you're watching right now. The bridge is cracking, and all the barges backed up, these visuals that are just, but that's what people need because they aren't awake. And so they need something that's like, they can talk about, well, did you see, we're not going to be able to get our soda anymore with that high fructose corn syrup because those corn barges are stuck in the Mississippi River. And, so there's an excuse that's built in and it's just, but people think that, oh, that's the reason. I don't know. I get all fired up about it, but at the end of the day, put yourself in a happy place, find what you need. And if you've got the tool to get it.
People not going. Yeah. Public says, in all fairness, those out of work, even collecting extra benefits, only a fraction of the regular salary. True,
and that's true.
You're talking about the people that are willing to go back to work. There's a large majority that, if they go back to work, so they get $300 a week now to sit on their butt. If they go back to work, they're going to be working for $2 an hour plus tips, and no one's eating out. So there's there's different groups. And what I'm talking about is the UBI would cause people that, the lower earners to just not go to work, which is what they tried to do for a long time by trapping people in welfare. Now they're trying to make that net a little more.
Exactly. When the monthly check comes in right now, because you have from the USDA, you've got your, what do you call it? It used to be not food stamps, but it's called something else now, the WIC card or whatever it is. It gets loaded up at the first of the month and Walmart's packed. I mean, that's when everybody goes shopping. They stock up and they get their Cheetos, they get their soda, a cart full of crap, and then they're starving at the end of the month. And the same thing is, I'll be like, oh, UBI's in. All right, order a pizza. All right, deliver the beer. All right, I'm good. And you know, and that's people, when you incentivize laziness, let's just say it, when you incentivize bad behavior, human beings tend to, you know, gravitate towards bad behavior in a lot of ways, you know, and a lot of times, you know, there's very few that just like, hey, you know what, I'm going to excel. I don't care. I don't want any help. But, you know, for the most part, we wouldn't be in this situation if the sheep didn't follow a bunch of, you know, false leaders. And so, you know, you give them UBI, it's like, all right, I'm comfortable. I really don't need to, you know, why should I get up, you know, I'll stay in bed till noon and, you know, watch Netflix all night and I'm good. And unfortunately, that's what's incentivized. But the thing is, with communism and with socialism, they'll do that and do that and do that. And then at one point, the rug gets pulled. And then where are you at? You know, you got nothing to lean on anymore because you're no longer self-sufficient. You're completely dependent. And then the whole thing collapses. Next thing you know,
and
they
you
got a
get
big
sicker
ditch.
and sicker. It
you're
really
not
is
healthy.
that codependent relationship that you see between an enabler and an addict. And the enabler doesn't care. It keeps them in control, and it makes that person sicker and sicker and sicker.
Yeah,
and
they don't care. They'll use you up.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Sorry, not really. Yeah. Hey, you want to make 20%? You want to make some money, 20% on your money by doing nothing? I mean, easy money, 20%. You can do it today. Well, you'll have to go Monday.
In Celsius?
No, I'm not going to shill anything like that. And I'm saying the word shill. Go to the bank. Just say, hey, I got this nickel slot machine at home. You know, I need to put nickels in it. Go in there and buy as many nickel rolls as you can right now with your fiat dollars. So first,
really?
Yeah, because right now the melt value of a nickel is 6 cents. It's worth more than the nickel. So look for nickels to like get all the copper taken out of them sometime soon, because I think it's 75% copper, and the price of copper's up. So you can make money, you know, value by going and buying nickels at the bank. It's worth 120% more than face value right now.
Wow.
Just saying. See, that's hyperinflation, though. That's what happens because the value of that stuff that's got to come out of the ground and the work that's got to come out of the ground comes at a fixed cost. I mean, you need all this stuff to get it out of the ground. Well, you know, when you're printing all kinds of money, pretty soon, you know, it's not worth it. That's why they took the silver out in 1964, you know, the dimes. So a dime right now is worth, I don't know, somebody look it up. Go to coinflation.com. And then you can see what a 1964 prior, you know, dime was worth. And it's probably $3. I don't know. And its face value is 10 cents, but it's worth $3 because of the silver.
They do not have a friendly website. It's hard to, I don't know where to look.
Scroll down.
Silver coin value.
Yep, scroll down a little bit, just a little bit, or up, whatever you call it. Okay, down there. See it? Look at the nickel. Up there, the second one, the nickel. See, the face value is 5 cents, and then look at and how much is the melt value. But then it's
up 120 cents.
Yeah, because the melt value is 6 cents.
Wow, so look at the pennies.
If you get pennies before 1982, exactly. If you go to the bank and sift through them, you can make money. And I do that with all my change. Save it all. Because there's value there. And I'll put the work into doing it. And people think, oh, you're crazy. Just like you're crazy for buying Litecoin.
No, I think it's interesting. That's a great thing you can do to have your kids.
Right. Exactly.
Educate them about our system, have them count. Right. You're doing counting. You can
put a penny jar over here, you know, and the penny's worth, what is the penny right now? I mean, a 1982 prior, like double the value or triple?
It says 307%.
Okay, so it's like 3 cents for a penny.
Interesting.
I mean, it's still in circulation. You go buy rolls of pennies, you can go through them. People used to do this all the time. You know, what's his name?
My husband's dad.
No, well, the guy that you've had him on before, and I can't even think.
Pimpy.
Pimpy. Yeah, that's what he'll do. You know, go to the bank, you know, it's like, go through and find the silver. But see, it's getting to that point now where the copper's starting to become valuable, and because the system's collapsing. And so you can go sift through the copper. It's like, it's 3 times the face value. So you can go through and you can get it in change all the time. I always do that, you know, and the girls are like, well, here's my change. Give me dollars. I'm like, here, take the dirty fiat. I take the change. You know, I'm sitting there going through it, you know, because there's value there. I'm willing to take the time to do that because, you know, hey, is what it is.
Manuel, you'll have to get, Johnny will post it again if he's still on, but I'll put it in the description when we get done. So if you go back to this video and refresh, I'll have the link for Johnny's Voyager app with his code, so that you guys, I think you each get a little Bitcoin or something if you
right. And like Public said, the cost of production is high because you got to produce the thing and stamp the thing out for the nickel. I mean, that's just the melt value. But you know, if you add some sort of numismatic value to it, because you know, if they cancel, they made silver nickels during World War II, like 42 to 45, had silver in it because they need the copper for weapons and that kind of thing. And so that's like the only coin now that has any kind of, you know, legitimate metal in it, is the nickel. And you just go to the bank, give them the money, and you take that money and you have more money walking out of the bank. That's like the only time you can go into the bank and walk out with more money.
without being arrested.
Right. without wearing your mask, you know, so you can wear your mask in the bank now. And that's okay.
So wear your
right?
mask. You can pretend you're robbing them.
Jeez. But yeah, you're basically robbing the system. And that's what, you know, buy a bunch of nickels, just throw them, you know, hide them, hoard them, whatever, stick them in a bag, you know, put them on a shelf, whatever. Because
bury them in your yard.
Yeah, bury them out in the yard. You buy a little square at Westwood, you know, a plot, you know, 1 square foot, you know, and I'll put it there and we'll chart it out like a treasure map and you can bury it.
Yeah.
Come get it when you want to. I'll start a new service here.
There you go.
Yeah. Armed guards and Dobermans. Surrounded by a bunch of Maltese dogs, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say with R2 in the middle of it. Yeah.
Oh man. Right.
It doesn't work. That doesn't work. Well, this has been a heck of a happy hour. I think we got. I really appreciate the chat. Like I'm sitting here reading.
We had a good chat. We got a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of great people.
I love it.
So you guys make sure give us a thumbs up. Happy hour's over. I've got to feed my family and get to a graduation party.
Oh my goodness, busy time of the year.
Yes.
Well, we do this.
Told her to download a wallet, and we're gonna give her Litecoin, and then I'm gonna tweet it out. So if anybody wants to give her some Litecoin for her. So
subscribe to Lisa at Lisa Mighty Davis on Twitter and follow her feed. She's got all kinds of great information. Also, go check her out on Patreon. You probably have a link below, don't you? Somewhere.
Yes, it's all in the.
It's $5 a month. She's got all kinds of, you know, great content, and you know, it's support Lisa and everything she does.
I also message you and ask you if you want to share your crypto journey and/or if you want a tarot reading for when you first join. And then I also have an option where you can have a 1-hour phone call face-to-face with me as an option too. So I have a couple friends that do that to support the channel as well.
And that's awesome. So do that. And every Friday we do this at 4 p.m. Central Time. So you can watch us ramble and drink some booze and have a good time. And
cheers. I hope everybody has a great weekend. And you guys just remember to take care of each other and check out clintwestwood.net. You can have all his information. All these videos are there and a bunch of other really great information. So love one another, everybody. Take care. Have a great weekend.